Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Melissa St. Clair. I'm so excited to be here. I'm doing something really different today. Normally I talk about different topics that need to be talked about, but this time I'm going to be talking a little more about me and my story, my everything. I'm pretty excited about this because I believe that what I have to offer people need right now. I know that they need to know these things and be awakened about all this other stuff over here, but I know that stories are very helpful in what they've gone through, what people have gone through. And I'm here to start telling a little bit about my story. So, I grew up with an angry father, very loving mother. I love my mom so very much. I do miss her. She had passed away in 2015. And, I had a brother who had actually passed away a little over a year ago now. He wasn't that much older than me, though. And I have two sisters that are 10 and 12 years older than me. And I love them very much. But it wasn't always like that. I do love my father very much. But it wasn't always like that either. I did a lot of healing. A lot of healing with all this. I have a son. He's 18. He's amazing. I love him so very much. I'm very proud of him. He's doing so many wonderful things right now for himself. And I'm glad for that. But I guess you could say the best place to start would be when I was working at O'Shea's. I was a table games dealer, and the way I looked at being there was I get paid to play games and have fun with people. Very exciting stuff, And it's a matter of, I met this guy. He was an amazing man. He was real love of my life. And I really thought I found my soulmate, He had a son as well. And it was just beautiful. And things started going downhill for me. And when they started going downhill for me, they started going downhill for our family. And I lost my job. I couldn't seem to find another one at the time. Started getting really depressed in a very bad state. Not fun. Not fun at all. And I was with my son almost seemed like 24/7. Did a lot of things with him. We went for walks. We watched Pink Panther on Netflix a lot. And, I took him to the park as much as I could. And just going through a lot of things to where I wanted to kill myself. And I did attempt it. My late husband had saved my life. It was hard. The idea of dealing with that. And I realized, though, when I went downhill like that, I drained him. I pulled him down. And just a lot of things didn't go very well. To the point where he actually passed away of a heart attack. Not even a year after we got married. And so I lost it. And I found a way to get back to myself. Enough to go find another job and do what I was doing. Till I met the wrong man. What was crazy about that was that I heard the alarm bells. When I met him, I heard the alarm bells. Walk away. Walk away. Get up and walk away as fast as you can. You know? And one thing led to another. Ended up getting involved in drugs. I was on drugs for 7 years. I am now actually over 7 years sober. And I don't ever intend to look back, because I've come to realize everything that was going on there, everything that was going on there is all now on a different timeline. I don't feel any of that stuff. And what's really cool was recent years listening to Bashar. Daryl Anka, channeling Bashar, had said that once you've made that decision that you are no longer doing that kind of thing, like doing drugs, you've never done it at all. You've never done it in the first place. Well, that's because you're on a different timeline. It's not even you anymore. It's a different version of you. It doesn't even belong to you. I have done so much healing in the past 4 years that there's really not too much that phases me anymore in a negative way. I'm so happier. I'm so much freer, so much more invigorated. But getting back to where I was, what really helped me a lot was getting over that, to overcome it. At that point in time, I had a choice. I had to make some choices there. It's like, well, let me see. I could either go and be on the streets. I could end up being dead because of what I was doing to myself. Or I could go ahead and say, enough's enough. So I chose enough's enough. And I had Spirit tell me, said, look, make a phone call to your friend, tell her the truth, and tell her what's going on. So, okay. So I did. And I ended up making that phone call, and it was the best thing I ever did for myself. Because in those 7 years, in the first, I don't know, what was it, the first 4? The first 4 years, I got to spend time with my son. I know I didn't get to spend as much time as I would have liked, but I understand the decisions that I made. But it was the last 3 that were the hardest. That really got me going. That I said, I can't be doing this to myself. And I definitely can't be doing this to my son. And so I shifted it. I changed it. I rearranged it. Once I made that decision to make that phone call, that was it. So I went to California, where my friend was at, spent a year there, came back to Vegas, which is where I'm at now, and I ended up living with a man that was not on the same level, was not on the same frequency with me. I still wasn't in the best of shape, but I was doing better once I got off the drugs. And I went from 2016 till now, I worked on beadwork. That's what really helped me get through it a lot. I worked with my creativity. And so, I had a friend who told me, you want to do something with your beadwork? Go out there on Las Vegas Boulevard. Sell your beadwork in a tent if that's what you got to do. And I did. And it was so worth it. It's when I met my ex. And when I met my ex, he was teaching me or telling me about a spiritual path that I resonated with so much. But come to find out, I resonated with apparently his unhealed wounds too. Because I was having my own unhealedness. And so I learned a lot. I learned a lot of things in the last 4 years that have gotten me to where I am today. But I'll say this. The things I learned 2 years ago, or almost 2 years ago, I went to school for Compassion Key Healing. And one of the biggest things I got to learn was I didn't have to go through all of that just so that I could live my life in a happy way. Edward Mannix taught us about parallel timelines, showing us a way to be able to do something so profound, so amazing, that I was able to actually see something much different. So, what I did in the past, especially the past 2 years, the past year, I learned about parallel timelines and I learned about quantum jumping, and I'm learning about shifting timelines. There's a lady named Regan Hillier was talking about collapsing timelines. I've heard lots of people talk about how we have an infinite possibilities of timelines by the decisions that we've made in our past. So, I've changed my timeline. I no longer live on the timeline where I did drugs. I live on the timeline where I was supported, I was loved, and I was a success. I am a success because of what I've done. I tell you what, it was so worth it. It's so worth it doing what I'm doing with myself, with my life. Because I know that the medicine that I have in my heart is going to help so many people. So many people like you. I'm very excited about all of this. I'm very excited about sharing all of this. And one of the things I really do work towards is making my son proud of me for what I've done for myself and what I've done so that I know how to love him so much better, so much more. And I do. I've always loved him. I've always loved him since he was born. But I realized, especially in this recent time, that because of my unhealedness of things that happened growing up, I did have some of a hard time being there for him. Doesn't mean I didn't love him any less. I did everything I could to show him how much I love him. I watched him. I observed him. He's amazing. He's brilliant. He is so creative. And he's so connected. He's so connected. Now when the time comes when he can find himself, like I have myself, he can see how connected he really is. I know that we're connected. The bond that we have is so strong. No matter where we were in the world, no matter where we were, even being apart, we're so connected. And I love it. I'm excited. And I tell you, the timeline that I'm on, I'm a massage therapist, a certified massage therapist. I'm a certified Compassion Key healer, practitioner. I am a Holy Fire 3 Reiki master. And I am also a jewelry maker and repairer. So I do a multitude of things. I also know computers. I know how to work a phone. I know how to do a lot of things. And you know what? I'm not sorry for it at all. I'm not embarrassed by it. I'm not upset with it. I think it's awesome and it's wonderful, because that means that I have more people that I can help in a multitude of ways and be able to connect and grow even more so. It's very exciting. Very exciting stuff. And also to let you know, the reason why that my ex and I are not together after 4 years is because that we're not on the same path. We're also not in alignment. And you know what? That's okay. That's okay. Because I know when he finds who he's looking for, that the person that he's going to be with, the woman that he's going to be with, will be the right kind of woman for him. Just like the time for me. At this point in time, I choose to be single because I feel like there's something greater that I'm doing for the world, as well as myself. And I'm not alone. I'm not lonely. I'm actually very excited about my life and the way I'm living it. That I get to travel, that I get to meet new people, I get to connect on a greater level. Where I'm at in my world, where I'm at in my life, I love having deep conversations with people. I love being able to show people a whole new world that they've never thought they'd just see. And I know there's nothing wrong with that in any way, shape, or form. It's very exciting. It's actually very passionate, It's just yummy. And I'm just like, yes. One other thing that I also do is called light language. And light language is amazing when it comes out. If any of you have no idea what light language is a language of the soul. It's where your light comes from, and it shines through in many ways. It can come in the form of speaking. It can come in the form of movement, the flow of dance. It's beautiful. It's beautiful however it comes out. And this is it. This is the exciting way of life, and I'm so happy to be here. I'm so grateful to be in this timeline where I'm at. Because I'll tell you what, all of what happened in that time, that's all dead and gone. It's no longer valid. It's like null and void for me. And that's why it's so exciting to be able to talk about. Because it's like, yeah, I went through it. I went through some really hard times. But I got through it. Because I said I'm going to do it, and I did. I made that choice. I made that decision. And because I made that decision, I am in such a beautiful place. I am in such a beautiful state of mind that people want to actually speak with me and talk with me and share with me. And I'm happy to listen. I'm happy to listen. What I will tell you though, when it comes to me, I get the idea that everybody has a past and everybody has a story. I also get that some people like to hold on to their story, and that's your choice. That's your choice. If you want to hold on to that story, if that story is something that is benefiting you in whatever you got going on for yourself, beautiful. You go ahead and hold on to that. The idea is, if you really want something better in your life, if you really want something more for yourself, you got to be willing to let go of that story that no longer serves you. You got to be able to go through and allow yourself to be the real you, the authentic you that you love to be, that you want to be. I know it's difficult, but you know what? It's not impossible. It is not impossible. And as the time goes on, as you do the work that you do for yourself to heal and grow, it gets easier. It gets so much easier. It's like, yeah, I know this. I know this. I may not have gone through some of the traumas and dramas that other people have gone through, but I've learned that when I held on to the story, it was doing me no good. And I realized once I let go of that story and said, you know what? It's not worth it. I forgive, I forgive, I forgive. And I love and I forgive. I tell myself that. I tell my father that. And because my father and I were not getting along so well before, because I shifted my energy, because I shifted me, he shifted him. My sister, one of my sisters, because I shifted me, she shifted her. And it's awesome. We now say I love you to each other. Before we were butting heads. But for now, that's what little bit of a story I have for you. And I truly believe that it will help at least one person out there, somewhere. I know that. I know that for a fact. Otherwise, I wouldn't even have a reason to be saying this in the first place. But I know that it's going to help at least one person. If it helps more than one person, yes, that's a celebration for me. It's a celebration for me, even if I just help one person. It's so awesome. So amazing. I just love it. And I love to shine. I love to glow. And I feel it in my heart. I feel it in my whole entire being. So, well then, that's all for now. And I will be putting out more stuff. I'll be putting out more of what's going on with me and things like that. I've been working on a lot of manifesting in such a beautiful way. And when that time comes, when it's right, I will reveal more of myself in a beautiful and amazing way. So, I love you all. You are all amazing. You are all beautiful. And I am so grateful to be able to share what I share to you all. And I would love to connect with you. So please add your comments. Click the like button. Please subscribe. And please share. Because I know that people out there need to hear this. They may be going through some struggles right now that may help them out too. So, thank you so much for watching my video. Very exciting things. I love you all. Namaste.